You've been paying for overpriced jars of sugar, salt, and preservatives disguised as your favorite classic sauces. I'm going to show you how to easily make them at home for a fraction of the cost and a world of better flavors. Here are the recipes for the 5 sauces that you should stop buying. First up, the biggest con artists in the grocery store aisles, bottled barbecue sauce. Let's make a pineapple mango barbecue sauce from scratch so we know exactly what goes into our bodies. I am using some fresh pineapple. If you are allergic to pineapple, you can omit it, and I pureed it in my blender. Fresh mangoes also goes in here pureed. If you do not want the fruit, simply up the ketchup. I'm going to make a green seasoning, onion, garlic, pimentos, chives, thyme, etc. And the recipe will be in the description box. I am using some chicken broth, and you can use vegetable broth or water. I have some unflavored oil, paprika, and Caribbean spice. We're going to be using some brown sugar for some sweetness, tomato ketchup, some honey, some white vinegar to preserve it, salt and pepper to taste at the end, and some molasses and soy sauce. To the pan, I am adding oil and allow it to heat up on medium heat. And what we are going to do is gradually build the flavor. So I'm adding some of my homemade green seasoning. And to this, I am adding the pineapple puree. You want to go ahead at this point and also add the mango and get all the fruitiness going at the beginning of the sauce with the seasoning and the aromatics. Scrape everything out. Don't leave anything behind because all of this is added flavor. I've already added my tomato ketchup off camera, and you want to give this a good mix. Add some dark soy sauce, and if you're adding light soy sauce, you want to add a little bit more. Then I'm adding the chicken broth and continue to mix. You want to mix it and get all the flavors going. So in goes the brown sugar for sweetness and the molasses for that extra smokiness. Scrape everything out, and as I said before, you don't want to leave anything behind because all of this is flavor and you don't want to waste all this delicious flavor profile. The honey goes in to bring a good balance as we are about to add our salt and pepper. Mix everything in again, and then we're going to allow it to simmer just for a little bit. Molasses also go really well with the tomato flavors, and it pairs well with the fruits. So in goes my vinegar and the dry spices. And you want to mix everything in. The paprika gives it that nice red color that we all love in our barbecue sauce. In goes the salt and pepper. And we're going to leave it on low to gradually simmer. I'm adding some more soy sauce, so you want to taste as you go. And that flavorful homemade seasoning goes in there to brighten everything up. Let it simmer again. And at this point, our barbecue sauce is done. You want to pour it into a bowl and allow it to cool completely down. And once it has cooled completely down, you want to butter this, and you can place it in your refrigerator and it can last you for up to 6 months. Who doesn't love some garlic sauce over some fried chicken and fries? But, but, the store-bought garlic sauce isn't it. Let's make it from scratch. We have an array of ingredients here and we are going to make a very quick and easy garlic sauce. To my mixing cup, I'm adding white vinegar, lime juice, 10 cloves of garlic, 1 sprig of green onion, 1 shanobeni leaf, sugar, and I'm adding a cup and a half of mayonnaise. In goes my stick blender. To this I am adding 2/3 teaspoon of salt. And this is done. Pour this in a squeeze bottle, and then you can use this as your condiments for your fried chicken, your burgers, shrimp, and whatever you want to serve it with. This recipe, we will need 1 cup of hot water, 3/4 cup of sugar. This can be brown sugar or white sugar granulated, tamarind pulp. We will be using only half of this, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of green onions, and just a small bunch of cilantro. The first step, we want to cut this into half and we will add it to our hot water. My water is hot, but it's hot enough that I can bear it, and we want to mash this. If you have fresh tamarind, you can use the fresh tamarind. If you have like about 12, you can use it. This will become very thick. We want to turn this into a paste. I will now be adding a half cup of warm water to this. I will make the adjustment in the description. And we want to thin this out a little bit. Now pass this through. If you have a bigger sieve than I do, it's even better. It's a faster process. So I will now pass this through my sieve so it becomes really smooth. So we have finished removing the pulp from our tamarind and we have a really nice and smooth paste. And here is the pulp that I would have removed. What I normally do, I put it in my bullet blender and I get everything nice and smooth. So I will now be adding all my other ingredients except for the sugar into my tamarind paste. And then we will blend this. Add this to, we will not be cooking this with our sugar. This is the final stage to preparing our sauce, our tamarind sauce, and we will now add our sugar. We want this to dissolve and incorporate into the mixture. You want to cook this at medium to high heat, just until the sugar dissolves. And here you have it, our flavorful, delicious, and smooth tamarind sauce. Honey mustard sauce. Do you like it with chicken fingers or chicken nuggets? We are going to be making this from scratch, so put down the store-bought bottle. To a bowl, add 1 cup of mayonnaise, half cup of grainy Dijon mustard, half cup of yellow mustard, and you want to make sure that you are scraping out everything as you go along. Quarter cup of honey for that sweetness that we all love with our chicken fingers, our chicken nuggets, even on our fried chicken. Scrape all the honey out. 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar for just a little twist. 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt or any other salt will work. You want to give this a very good whisk. And there you have it, a delicious honey mustard sauce where you don't have to go to the supermarket to pay extra. Up next, a quick, easy tartar sauce that is going to be done within 1 minute. We all love some tartar sauce with our seafood, so let's see how quick we can make this. 1 cup of mayonnaise, quarter cup of sweet relish, or you can grate some pickles in it, 1 tablespoon of dried dill, or you can use fresh dill if you have it, 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm using pink Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever salt works best for you. Half teaspoon of black pepper goes in for just a little kick, and 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, which is completely necessary. You want to give this a whisk, and in 4 ingredients, we already have a beautiful tartar sauce where you know what goes in it and you don't have to pay extra at the supermarket. If you enjoy these sauces, give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe. Thank you for joining. This right here is the tartar sauce that would make you want to eat much more seafood, and it only costs a few bucks with a few ingredients.